What's up, guys? So I decided that I wanted to do a little more behind the scenes type stuff. So I'm gonna kind of document the process that I go through making one of my videos. So the video that you're gonna see me make is I'm gonna do another psychedelic book club video. And I'm just gonna kind of take y'all with me on every step of the way. So I just started to start filming it now because I'm about to start with the very first step of making a video, which is the research stage. So if I'm talking about something like a book or like one of my other videos, like when I talk about ayahuasca, I have to do research, but that's actually not the case when I do a trip report because it's already up here in the noggin. So for this one, I'm gonna be reading the book. Luckily it's a short book, so it shouldn't take me long. Basically gonna read through it and then write notes as I go and then figure out how I want to present it later. So let's check out the book that I'm actually gonna use. All right, so here we go, the unboxing. This is Ufo alvarius, the psychedelic toad of the Sonoran Desert by Ken Nelson, expanded and updated edition by Hamilton Morris. Alright, so yeah, like I said, first step is reading the book. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And then I'll show you basically when I come across something interesting or at least important, then I'm gonna write it down and I'll show you how that goes too. Alright, so already with the preface of this book, this is the updated 2020 preface. It talks a little bit about the original guy who wrote this book, Ken Nelson, and like where he is from, what motivated him, and then it talks a little bit about the early speculation that Cherokees might use the Bufo, the Sonoran Desert toad, to smoke the DMT, but then it says that that idea was later refuted. So basically I'm just gonna do like a little bit of a highlight reel of like the information that sticks out to me about this preface and just kind of like set up the story in like kind of the important setting and what was like leading up to all of this. So I'm gonna go ahead and add that to my notes and get started. All right, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna record a voiceover. I got my mic right here, and I have Ableton pulled up, and that's where I'm gonna record the audio. I'm gonna do a voiceover that's like talking while I actually do the script part of my video on my computer, and I'll kind of like narrate it as I'm going. So this is how I'm gonna do it. Okay, so first thing I'm gonna do is open up Notion, because this is the app that I use to plan all my videos. Cool, so right here, this is like here, let me expand this. Okay, so this is kind of like my idea board, and you can see it's organized from left to right. This is just where I write all my ideas. Then this is the one where like I want to start working on it. Then as it goes through the phases of being worked on, it moves over right to right to right, and eventually it's finished over here. So let's go ahead and add, let's see, we'll call this one DMT Toad Psychedelic Book Club. Sweet. Okay, so next step is I go over here. I have this blank video template, and what I do here is I make a copy of this. So now this is the template for my video, and I actually got this from another YouTuber, Abdaal. He does like productivity stuff, but he has a lot of good information on just being a YouTuber. So that's where I got this from. So I'll just do a little temporary title, DMT Toad book club. And then titles, really you're supposed to come up with those first, but I'm just gonna go straight to my note taking and then I'll do all of that. So yeah, he has a bunch of stuff that I don't really use, but I'll kind of go through this with you. So like notes, this is where I'm gonna write the notes for my book before we start. This is like some storytelling stuff. And then here is where the like overall framework for the video script goes. So that's a little tip for the intro, and then another little intro, and then 3, this is where you put the actual content, and then there's the ending right here. So I've more or less been following this with my videos, but we're not going to get to that yet. We're just going to start with the notes. Cool, so just wanted to show you that. This is where I work on all my videos. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get started to read the book, and then I'll add my notes here. Okay, so from what I read on the preface, it just right out of the gate starts talking about Ken Nelson, the author. So I'm gonna write, Ken Nelson wrote original book in the 80s. He was an environmental activist, independent researcher from Denton, Texas. And I'll write something about his environmental activism plays a big role later. So then the other thing I noticed was Ken read an article about the possible use of psychoactive toads by Cherokees in 1981, creating his interest. And then I'll write, this was later proven not true, but still sparked interest. Ken read about the psychoactive DMT in this specific, don't worry about my spelling, toad venom. 5-MeO-DMT was in the toad venom, a compound that was rarely known at that time. So I'll expand on that in the video. These bullet points are kind of like my cues, and I kind of like read them real quick, and then I like riff off of them while I'm recording the video. So it's not exactly a script, it's kind of a mix of both. It's like I remember the main points I want to hit, but I can kind of expand on that and express myself in the moment. Alright, so you get the general idea. This is basically what I'm going to do for the whole book. I'm just going to read through it and take some notes. So if anything interesting happens along the way, I'll go ahead and start recording it. But other than that, I'm just gonna keep doing it because it really slows me down to record all of this every single step of the way. But I just wanted to kind of show you guys a little snippet of what I'm gonna be doing for the next probably 30 minutes to an hour. Because this book isn't that long, but it will still take me a little bit of sustained concentration and just reading it and getting into that flow. So I'll report back. Alright, so now I got all my notes. You can see I have several bullet points. I broke it up into parts because that's how the book was. So I'm basically going to read off of these and kind of riff off of them, and that'll be the bulk of the story. So the next thing I'm going to do, let's go over here, and basically under number 3, this is where I'm going to do all of my bullet points. So at this point now, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of write the intro. So this is actually usually the part where I do kind of script things out, like for the intro and for the ending, I'll usually write word for word what I want to say, because I noticed winging it doesn't always go well. So yeah, let's see. This may not be what I stick with, but let's see how I would do. So I'll get rid of this because this is like this stock thing. So usually I start off with a little "Hey y'all." So I'm basically gonna want to introduce what I'm doing immediately. So I'll just be like, welcome to a new edition of Psychedelic Book Club. Today we're talking about this book originally written by Ken Nelson in 1983 about the psychedelic toad Bufo alvarius. Cool, so I'll basically add more to the intro. I kind of want to talk about how I learned about all of this. So I'll probably add this to the next part. So I'll do like little bullet points for this. So you hit / and then it lets you choose like what kind of thing you want to add. So I'm going to do bullet points. And then I'll just kind of cue myself. I'll say, mention how you saw the episode of Hamilton's Pharmacopoeia. And then mention how you saw an Instagram post about the book / fundraiser. And explain that. So I'll probably fill in more of the stuff, and then I'll talk about I'll keep working on it, but this is basically how it goes. So once I just get a pretty solid intro, then I'll just scroll back up to here when I'm ready to record, and then just kind of go off my bullet points. And then once I get to the end here, I'll just be like, hope you enjoyed. I'll think about that, but you guys get the idea. So I basically plan out the intro and the outro, and then the meat of the sandwich is the bullet points. So I'll take you guys with me whenever I start to record. So this has been the planning and the scripting part of the process. All right, so it's been a few days. It's been really busy for me, and my real life job unfortunately has been taking up a lot of time, but now I found a little window of time where I can shoot the video. So I'm about to show you how I set up for that. All right, so here I got my camera set up on the tripod, and then I have this separate little tripod that's gonna hold my cell phone while I do this behind the scenes video. And then here is the book. And then remember how we wrote notes on Notion? I have it on my iPad so I can read my bullet points off the iPad. I'll have that in my lap. And here's my light over here. So let's go ahead and get this rolling. Oh, I also made some tea. So cheers. Cheers to that. Made some Blue Lotus tea. Nice. All right, the next thing I gotta do is put on my little microphone. This is called a lavalier mic. It's the one you see like when people interview you on the news or whatever. So I got it right here. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. It's not going so well. Okay, so So it has this little clip, and then I put it, let's see, like right there. Okay, you get the idea. I'm gonna put this down, but I'm gonna do this real quick. So as you can see, I got it clipped right here, and it's running the wire through my shirt. It's not super hidden, but it is black, so it's nice and camouflaged. So this is running down my shirt, and then I'm gonna plug it into my phone and record a voice memo for the audio. All right, so now I'm gonna set up the lights. So let's do that. Okay, this is my main light over here. Let's see. It's turned up to 20%. I like to keep it at around 50. Okay, a little more. Okay. All right, and then I'm gonna turn on this light over here for some color. All right, so now I'm gonna get my camera turned on and find a good angle. Got this little monitor. All right, cool, looks good, looks good. Gotta get myself in the frame nice and right. Then see if any of the junk in my room is showing, because I haven't cleaned in a minute. Get some of the drum set in there. Ooh, yeah, like that, where I can see myself. Oh, well, that doesn't work. But you'll see the final product of that. All right, cool, getting there. We're almost ready. Turn it off to save some battery. All right, now I'm gonna put my phone up here and start making the video. So we're just about ready to roll. So what I'm gonna do first, go ahead and get this book out, and then take another swig of tea. Okay, and get my camera rolling. Make sure I'm still in a good frame. See, something looks a little weird actually. It's crooked. Okay. Oh. Okay, does that look straight? Okay. Get myself in frame. Alright. That looks good right there about. Okay. So gotta make sure my chair doesn't move. I'm gonna try using this little lens thing. It's a trippy intro. That would be cool. All right, so what do I do now is I start to record the audio. All right, and then I start to record the video. Since the audio is separate from the camera's recording, I use this audio because it sounds a lot better, and then I sync them later. So, you know how when they start a movie, they do that little thing that goes, action. So that's to sync the separate audio with the video. So I do that by doing 4 claps. So since we're rolling, you can go ahead and do that. All right. All right, cool, we're good to go. So now I pull up my notes and look at the first thing I want to say. Hey y'all, welcome to a new edition of Psychedelic Book Club. Today we're talking about this book written by Ken Nelson, 1983. Alright, so we're just gonna go for it, man. Sometimes the intro, I need to like get rolling before I feel comfortable on the camera, but I'm feeling pretty good today, so let's just jump into this shit. Okay. Hey y'all, welcome to a special edition of Psychedelic Book Club. Today we're going to talk about this awesome book written by Ken Nelson in 1983, Bufo alvarius, the psychedelic toad of the Sonoran Desert. So some of you are probably familiar with Hamilton Morris. He makes this awesome show called Hamilton's Pharmacopoeia, and has a lot of psychedelics and other substances, and gets really heavy into the chemistry side of things, but it's also like a really good documentary, and yeah, really good show on Vice. So I was watching one of the seasons of this show, and one of the episodes was all about the DMT toad, Bufo alvarius, and it talks about how this actually has right here. And I saw the episode about Bufo alvarius. So following watching that episode, see, sometimes I gotta like start over like this. Okay, so shortly after watching that episode, so yeah, I ordered it as soon as I saw it on Instagram, and it came with this nice little book, and it also came with this cool little mini poster bookmark thing. It says, "Please leave toads alone." So super cool. I'm glad I got it. It took a while to get it, and I think it is limited. It took a while to get it, and I think it is limited edition, so I'm not sure if you will be able to get another copy of that. All right, so that's the intro. So now I'm gonna go to my bullet points. I'm paranoid that my camera is gonna shut off. Sometimes it overheats like that. I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace. Oh shit, it stopped recording at the end. What the fuck? So guys, the next step of the process is editing the video. And I actually didn't really include this in this behind the scenes video because it's a very tedious process. But basically what I do is I cut out the dead space, because I'm looking down at my notes, and then I remember what I was gonna say next. And then I edit that out, and then if I stutter and stop, I just say the thing over again, and then I cut everything out so it all transitions smoothly. And yeah, but I will be showing you how I add B-roll footage. So in this case, it's video of Mike Tyson talking about the DMT toad. So I'll show you how I do that, and then that'll wrap up the video. So I hope this could be useful for other content creators. Maybe you're another psychonaut and you want to start making psychedelic YouTube videos, or just YouTube videos about something that you enjoy. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and it was cool to take you on the ride. Alright, so what I usually do is I find the video on YouTube that I want to use, and then I start a screen recording. So that's an app you can download separately. Okay, and then just
3 or 4 months ago that you found a place where, and I'd like you to explain this to me, the toad. I'd like you to explain the toad to me.
You understand the toad?
Is it like ayahuasca?
Well, it takes you to another level. Ayahuasca is nothing compared to this.
Is it called DMT?
Yes.
Hell yeah, okay, here we go. Boom.